Hi, this is Natalie again. I told you just recently about my history. Now I popped back to say hello again because I'd like to give you part 2 of my story. When I spoke before, I ended it at my diagnosis with Candida, and that's the exact spot that I'm going to start on. This is the beginning of the most incredible journey of my life. Now, it started on slippery rocks, so don't think at all that I'm going to tell you this is smooth and perfect. If you've got Candida now, and you know you've got it and you don't know what to do, don't feel alone or worried anymore because we've been there. Trust me. Now, I'll start from the beginning. The diagnosing with Candida, they did a blood test, so we found out it was systemic, which is why I was so ill. It was right through my body. I was riddled. The doctors told me not to worry. They said it didn't matter. That was fantastic for me. What a great relief to be told by a doctor I was going to be fine. And they gave me a whole page of antibiotics. And I thought, wow, this doctor's really generous. I get all these medications for free and they're just giving them to me. How lovely. And I took them all. They told me that food didn't matter. After all those medicines, still eating the same foods, I got sicker. The arthritis I thought I had seemed to be getting worse. My depression, well, it got so bad, I would lock my door and not let anyone in. For me to get out of work, out of bed in the morning and go to work, and have the energy to get through the day and come home, was all that I could manage. I was getting desperate. But I went back to the doctor, and this went on and off. Taking antibiotics, going back to the doctor. I'm going to different doctors and being told the same thing. Then I decided that I needed to do this myself. So I started looking online. This is where I learned about food. So I started, but now I knew the foods I could and couldn't eat. And I knew that the antibiotics were feeding it. However, my self-esteem at this point was really low. I was in a dark cave, and I was laying there, and there was a huge mountain ahead of me. Now the problem was at that point, to have the energy and the self-confidence to start climbing was something that takes a lot of strength. Okay, and you know what took me? I tried, what I would do was I'd go on the food and I'd try so hard, and then something would, and I'd be doing really well and I'd be feeling good, and then something would happen or upset me, or someone would say something that really hurt my feelings. I'm a sensitive soul. I'm sure a lot of Candida people are. We're gentle souls, we're givers. And I'd need that chocolate bar. And once I ate one, that would be it. I could have been doing really well for ages, right? That one chocolate bar or that one packet of Lifesavers, you know, I got that taste. I compare myself at that point to, you know how an alcoholic is with alcohol? When they want that bottle of whiskey, they will do anything to get it. Well, when I needed that sugar, my body would actually start shaking. I would stick a sugar cube in my mouth. If I had icing pens in the cupboard, I would cut the top off and start squeezing it into my mouth. I would go to the shop on my bike, down a dark alley at 11 o'clock at night, to get to the shop to buy 5 Snickers bars. I would gorge 2 on the way home, eat the last 3 and go into a sugar coma. I would eat a whole cake, and then go on to eat a whole bucket of ice cream. When I went to the shop, I wouldn't buy 1 Snickers. I'd buy 2 buckets of ice cream in different flavours, and I'd buy different sorts of chocolate bars that'll be gone in the night. Having sugar head, and it's like being drunk. Then it's like waking up in the morning being hungover. What I've learned is now, which I'll speak to later on, maybe in my little next clip, will be that when we're eating this food, it's fermenting and producing alcohol. It's why we're feeling drunk, and it's why we feel hungover in the morning. Anyway, I got to the point where I was dead in my body, and I couldn't live like this. I had stopped living. and I didn't want this to be my life anymore. Life was going on without me and I didn't want to miss out. So I decided it was time to climb the mountain.